If you ever thought you could tell a madman just by looking at him, think again. The truth is, some of the most horrifying people blend perfectly into society. Smiling, kind, polite, and maybe someone who took the lives of their own family. Our story begins in the United States with a man named John Emil List. Born in 1925 in Michigan, John was raised in a strict and religious household. He served in World War II, and after his military service, he went on to earn a master's degree in accounting. In 1950, he met and married Helen Taylor, a widow whose husband had died in the war. Together they had 3 children, Patricia, John Jr., and Frederick. John was not only well-educated but deeply religious. He regularly took his family to church and was even a Sunday school teacher. In 1965, John moved his family, including his elderly mother, to a massive 18-room mansion in New Jersey. He had become vice president at a bank, earning a comfortable living and providing a lavish lifestyle for his family. But in 1971, everything changed. John lost his job. And not just that, he lost every other source of income too. Instead of telling his family, he pretended everything was fine. Every morning, he would dress in his suit, leave the house, and spend the day reading newspapers or sleeping on benches at the train station. Meanwhile, he used up their savings to maintain the illusion of stability. Refusing to apply for unemployment benefits, fearing the shame, John watched as the bills piled up. Debt collectors began circling. The IRS was after him. Their luxurious life was crumbling. And in John's twisted mind, he found only one solution. If he couldn't save his family in life, he would save them in death. On November 9, 1971, he put his plan into action. That morning, while his wife Helen was having breakfast, he took out a firearm and unalived her. Then he went upstairs and did the same to his 84-year-old mother. Later, when his children came home from school, Patricia, 16, Frederick, 13, and finally John Jr., 15, he took their lives one by one. John Jr. fought back. He struggled. He didn't pass instantly. But in the end, John stood over him and made sure it was final. He placed each of the bodies in sleeping bags and laid them in the mansion's ballroom. With classical church music playing, he left notes next to them explaining why he had done it. He left his mother's body upstairs, writing that she was too heavy to move. Then John disappeared. A month passed. Nobody suspected anything because John had sent out letters to the children's schools and their acquaintances, saying the family was going on a trip. But one teacher grew suspicious. Patricia had been too passionate about school to just vanish. He went to the house, found a way in, and discovered the horrifying scene. The bodies, the music still playing, and a smell of decay hanging in the air. By then, John List was long gone. He had parked his car at JFK Airport and vanished without a trace. For 17 years, the case remained unsolved. That is, until 1989, when it was featured on the show America's Most Wanted. They created an age-progressed sculpture of John List. That same night, a church group in Virginia recognized the man. They knew him as Robert Clark, a friendly neighbor who cooked for them, attended church regularly, and seemed completely harmless. The FBI arrested him, and after months of denial, he finally confessed. He was John List. He had started a new life, remarried, and lived quietly for nearly 2 decades. During his trial, John claimed that he ended his family's lives to protect them from humiliation, from suffering. He believed that by doing so, their souls would go to heaven. He didn't want to take his own life, though, because suicide, he said, would damn him to hell. Instead, he wanted to die naturally, so he could reunite with them in paradise. The jury didn't buy it. In 1990, he was sentenced to life in prison. And on March 21, 2008, John List died in custody from pneumonia, still holding on to the delusion that one day he would see his family again in heaven.